So here we are, guys, for the season finale of the Next Gen Racing Ford Escort RS 1600 League. We are here at Green Hill, otherwise known as Nurburgring, and we're on the combined circuit tonight. That is all 170 corners of it. So it's a real test for the guys on the final race of the season. 11 drivers on track so far. We're maybe expecting one or two more, but not necessarily. So 11 it is for now anyway. We've got 20 minutes of qualifying, and they're going to be setting around about 11-minute laps, 11.5 minute laps. So it basically is a one-shot qualifying session. So it could put the cat amongst the pigeons to start with, and could produce quite an interesting race. So it is, as I said, 170 corners, equating to, it's just under 26 kilometres or 16.1 miles. 4 laps race, so roughly around 45 minutes for the race. So the driver's going to have to put all their concentration in to get around the whole race distance without making too many mistakes. I feel like this race is going to be literally about keeping it on the track. But we are here for the final, and there is a showdown to be had between two drivers. The man who's been leading from the outset, this man, Fun Zaxby TV, led from race 1, and he's only recently started looking over his shoulder to... where has he gone? This man, NGR Lee. Only 11 points separating the two drivers, and with 23 points up for grabs tonight, 1 point for pole, 1 point for fastest lap, and 21 points for a win. It'll be interesting to see what happens. And track maps, I feel like it's going to be pretty irrelevant for tonight because it's so big. Well, hey. But let's have a quick run through of the drivers on track tonight. We've got ICH Motorsport returning for the second race. Dave Finn, 79. One High Mofo. NGR Scooby G. Whitford 0. NGR Fraser, a little bit of an off there for a couple of drivers. Jamie F430. Web user Johnny. Fun Zaxby TV. NGR Lee. And the Les. So obviously it's going to be quite a long way before they even start setting a lap time. So we've got a bit of time to kill before they set off properly in anger. But this track is going to be very dependent on a slipstream. I imagine the guys just getting used to each other and getting used to how the slipstream affects the cars. Very hard track to learn, obviously 170 corners. I don't know how many proper corners there are. There's probably quite a lot of just like kinks like you're seeing the drivers go through now. Yeah, these are the front group out on the track at the moment. But as you can see on the map, they're not even halfway around the lap yet. So the track is learnable for sure. There's main sections to the track and a lot of straights as well. So we'll see a lot of slipstreaming. But let's just have a run through the points as we head into the final race of the season. So as we mentioned earlier, Fun Zaxby TV is leading the championship on 191 points, just ahead of NGR Lee on 180, just 11 points behind. Then we have NGR Scooby G on 146, followed by one high mofo on 107. JPH99 is on 98 points. Unfortunately, he's not here. Neither is Lagerfane in 6th on 79 points. The Les is in 7th with 67 points, just ahead of Beckinsale 92, who unfortunately can't be here tonight either, on 61. Jamie F430 in 9th even on 48 points, just ahead of Whitford on 47. RDF1 Adam Morris on 30, Slider Gas on 28. Dave Finn on 22, just ahead of web user Johnny on 21. And we've got Fun Go Flat Out on 15, NGR Fraser on 13, NGR Martin on 12, Cam Monty through Diz on 10, as well as ICH Motorsport on 10, and Kun Kun in 20th with 8 points. So there's your points for tonight. And I will run you through the permutations, unlike last week where I got it completely wrong. So permutations for the championship tonight. Fun Zaxby TV leads by 11 points. Therefore, Lee needs to get 12 points or more because of countback. Although there is a scenario that I think countback might affect Zach. Although we haven't got that clarified because it is highly unlikely. And we will get it clarified after the race if it comes to it. So, if Funzax BTV is to lose the championship, NGR Lee will need to finish in the top 5 at least. So if Lee finishes 5th, Funzax BTV just needs to get a point. NGR, if Lee finishes 4th, Zach needs to finish from P15, which obviously there's only 11, so he's going to do that. If Lee finishes 3rd, Zach needs to finish in P13. So basically Lee needs to finish 2nd or 1st. If Lee finishes in 2nd, Zach needs to finish in P10. And if Lee wins, Zach needs to finish in P7. However, with the 2 extra points, if Lee gets pole and fastest lap, Zach needs to finish in P5. And it's if that happens, then we might have to work it out because there are points on offer for fastest lap and pole as Lee goes for a spin at the carousel, just pushing the limits, perfectly entitled to do that on his out lap. So if it goes to that, then both Lee and Zach will have the same amount of wins, the same amount of podiums, the same amount of seconds and the same amount of thirds. However, Lee would only have 5 poles to Zach's 6, and they both have the same amount of fastest laps as well. But I don't know if it will go to pole positions after the top 3 count back, or if it will go to 4th places, in which case Lee has 2 4ths to Zach's 1. So it might not make sense at the moment, but obviously I'll be doing the calculations throughout the race. So we'll obviously work it out as we go along. So to put any sort of pressure on Funzax BTV, Lee needs to win basically. You get pole and fastest lap. However, obviously we won't know about fastest lap until the last lap until they cross the line. And somehow Les has got a lap time invalidated. The front drivers, indeed Funzax BTV, will be across the line first. NGR Lee will be across the line last. So building the tension already into qualifying. But Zach will come onto the long back straight now. Takes about 30-40 seconds to get along this straight. These cars maxing out at about 124 miles an hour, but without the slipstream down this straight, they're not even hitting that. They're only hitting about 118, 120 miles an hour. because of the slight rise up the hill. And I think RCH has gone to the pits. He's coming back out. He won't be able to get a lap time on the board. So he's only going for an out lap, basically. 2 out laps. As he has very severely damaged the side of his car, at least. So RCH won't be getting a lap on the board. First race with us last week at Donington Park National, and a very good showing, it has to be said. Really in the thick of it in the midfield, coming across the line in 7th place in the end, and a really good battle. 6th to, I think it was 10th, 6th to 9th maybe, all scrapping within a couple of seconds of each other for the majority of the race. So it's great to see ICH Motorsport back on the grid. But Zaxby TV has crossed the line to start his first his first and only flying lap. Let's just go on board with him for a little bit. Not going on board for a whole lap because that will ruin it. We won't see anyone else. So current championship leader coming across first the start line to take to his lap. I only looked up the corner names of this GP part of the track because I don't want to look up 170 corners. Where are we on track? We're at Ford Curve, coming down to the Dunlop hairpin now. Obviously this traditionally is the Grand Prix section of the Nurburgring. Formula 1 modern day races do not do the whole Nordschleife, they only do this first section of it. For safety reasons, the last race around the last Grand Prix race around the full Nurburgring combined was in 1976, which you may remember for being the race which Niki Lauda crashed, his car caught fire and he was engulfed in the middle of it, and a few other drivers stopped and helped to get him out. But it did obviously cause him severe burns to his body, which you can still see today. But Fanzaxby TV coming up to the chicane. It's the quicker part of the chicane rather than the very tight one that the Grand Prix cars take. Very easy to overshoot, and now we head on to the Nordschleife section, and this corner is very easy to overshoot as well and run into the wall. But a lot of this track is about being in the right gear at the right time. When I did a couple of laps during the week, I realised that it's easy to be in the wrong gear. You think you're going into the right gear, and then the elevation changes, the car just loses all power, you have to flick down, and then suddenly you're flicking back up a gear because it's dropping away from you and you want to pick up the speed again. So it will be interesting to see how the drivers fare with that. But all the drivers are on track again. NGR Scooby G is second in line. That's a pretty good camera shot, in fact. I quite like that one. Who's next? It was Whitford. Oh, that's a good guess. Followed by One High Mofo just behind. And here we got not Dave Finn, not ICH. Let's go with, it's not Fraser, it's Jamie F430, next one through. He's just going into that for little lanes. NJ Fraser, the next one through. Followed by, I imagine it'll be Johnny, wouldn't it? Yeah, I think it's, where's that Lee ahead of him? Yeah, Lee's got ahead of my producer Johnny already. Obviously it's only qualifying, so it doesn't make any difference. And there's Johnny just behind. Oh, I think we missed Les. Les is through that already. And Dave Finn will come round next. I'm quite enjoying that shot, in fact. We might have to use that for a bit more often throughout tonight. Speed TV coming round almost to the end of the first sector now. This part of the track is great for getting some speed up. Oh, I missed that part. Very easy to get confused on this track as to where you are on the street, where you are, and I am at the different point to what I thought. But that will come across the first sector split now, so you won't get a comparison because no one has set of that. But just needs to keep momentum up through these corners. It's quite a flowing track, so if you get in the zone, it is very rewarding. And it does reward the brave as well, but very easy to get punished. You see how close the walls are to the edge of the track, and easy to hit the walls, spin round, come back on the track, get collected. Easy stuff to do. Quite a technical part, this, braking before you even turn into that part. You're just using the engine braking basically, I found, to slow yourself down, tucking it in. The whole section is quite tricky in fact. But from Speed TV, making it look pretty easy. GBG coming round now, third place in the championship as we stand, and I think he's basically secured that position. No, he can't be moved, so he will finish in third place. Not a bad return. He's had quite a rough season for his standards. He has only had 3 podiums, believe it or not, in the 11 races we've had so far. But consistency is pretty key. And he, other than his 3 podiums, he's been 4th, 5th, 6th sort of area. So he's only just been off the podium, showing that even without the outright speed, you can still be well up there, and he has shown that in quite a few of the races. Unfortunately, this man, One High Mofo, has not shown so much consistency. Has shown a lot of good speed, has to be said. But the consistency has been lacking. Qualified in the front row 3 times, but race pace not all there. Finished despite his pace, he's only had best result of 5th, which he's done 3 times. But talking of consistency, the man just behind him, Whitford, is very consistent. He's done 3 races with us. He's qualified P2 in all of them. He's crossed the line P2 in all of them. Though at Seago he got a penalty, just 2 seconds, which put him back to 6th place. So it shows how close the field is. But I imagine Whitford is going to pick up a nice tow from One High Mofo just ahead of him. So he's going to benefit from that if they both keep it clean, especially down the back straight. Oh, then there we go. Whitford has ruined his chance of pole, and probably the front rows. He's going to reverse the rest of the lap. Wow, that was pretty nifty stuff, pretty handy. Stunt driver Josh Whitford, everyone. Dave Finn on I think he's about a 5th race. Started a fair bit later than everyone. First race at Autumn Park, and then done a few more races after that. And he's been battling with the midfield occasionally, but unfortunately he has also lacked a bit of consistency and fallen off the back of the group. But it's great that he's shown a good bit of commitment and enthusiasm. He's not retired yet, so all you want to see, people enjoying themselves, going round, and when they can, having a good little battle with people. As he definitely showed. Oh, Leslie's got an invalidated lap time again. So Les will be near the back as well. But we've got 300 seconds left, so it's about 5 minutes, I believe. Yeah, 5 minutes of the session remaining. ICH has just started Anyway, who's this then? Who's in the pits? Oh, the Les has retired to the pits. Thought he could have used that as practice, but NGR Lee is going seemingly pretty well. I mean, hopefully there's enough time for the drivers to get to the end of the lap. Otherwise it might be a nightmare. Fun's XB TV for sure will get to the end of the lap as he's just hitting the back straight right now. No, he's not. Has he come off? Oh no, that's ICH Motorsport down the back straight. Okay, that's my mistake. So Fun's XB TV is still the first driver. Then it was Scooby G just behind. I believe it was Jamie. No, Jamie's gone to the pits. Maybe it was Johnny was a bit further back, yeah. Whitford is there. One Hun Mofo's on the back straight now. Is Whitford still... Oh, One Hun Mofo's not too far behind Scooby G, although I don't think he'll pick up a slipstream from it. But we're almost getting to the end of the lap now. Dave, hopefully we'll get to the end of the lap. ICH Motorsport obviously not going to be... Well, he's going to start a lap. But will he do the whole lap? That's the question. As he comes across the line to start a lap. Oh no, he won't get around the whole lap, it'll time out. Whitford's gone to the pits as well, so Whitford's going to go... Oh, ICH has gone to the pits as well. Okay, so Fun's XB TV is going to be the first one across the line. What time does he do? It's going to might be crucial for the championship. If he can get that one more point, it might be very good. 10 minute 51.6. Scooby G is next across the line. One High Mofo not far behind. Scooby G goes on to a 11.1. Oh, One High Mofo goes to a 56. Who we got left? Whitford. Fraser's coming. Johnny's there. Lee is there. Oh, they'll make that. That's fine. Fraser is the next one across the line. Had a tough season of it. He's retired from 4 of the 5 races he's done with us. But comes across the line into a 13-1. Lee, where is he? There he is. What is he going to do? Oh, he's got second. Wow, so we're not going to need that count back, I don't think. Johnny's there. Dave, Finn just behind. So Johnny will be the next one across the line. Let's have a little bit on board with him. Comes around the final part of the lap. Across the line. Into 6th. Dave, Finn, where's he go? Into 6th. Pushes Johnny down. Didn't see what the time was. There we go. Good times. So Van Zaxby TV goes on to pole, and with it takes his 7th pole of the season in 12 races, just ahead of NGR Lee, the man he's fighting for this title. So that gap's now up to 12 points. So Lee needs 13 points or more difference over Fun's XB TV. One High Mofo denied a 4th front row to start of the season. Blimey, they're close together. They're exceptionally close together on the grid. Anyway, NGR Scooby G in 4th. NGR Fraser 5th. Dave Finn in 6th ahead of web user Johnny. Then the guys that didn't set a lap time. ICH Motorsport didn't even get onto a fast lap, but manages to put himself into 8th position. Whitford in 9th. Jamie FL30 in 10th. And the Les in 11th. So the drivers just getting themselves ready for the final race of the season. Round 12 of the Next Gen Racing Ford Escort RS 1600 League. Only 4 laps, so basically a sprint. Should be over in no time. Only about 44 minutes, 45 minutes. So that puts Fun's XP TV on to 192 points, 12 points ahead of NGR Lee. And here we go, everyone, we're getting ready for the final race of the season. And we're off! Zaxpeed TV gets a good launch. But look at the drivers beside him. NGR Lee and One High Mofo are trying to come alongside. Will Lee make a move? Looks like he's going to have a go. Fun's XP TV will know he's not going to need to do an awful much. Just keep it on the track and you should get this title. One High Mofo has been overtaken by Scooby G, but there's going to be contact. There is a little bit of contact into turn 2, but they both get away with it. Whitford's up to 5th. Dave Finn fighting with Fraser for 6th. ICH is in 7th. And maybe the Johnny has gone round at the back. He is down to 11th, but it's a long race, so the drivers will make up times depending on mistakes. But other than that, it seemed pretty clean. Whitford up to 4th now, already ahead of One High Mofo. Dave Finn has got a very nice train behind him. NGR Fraser, Jamie F430 and ICH Motorsport all tucked in behind us. ICH Motorsport goes for a move down the inside of Jamie F430 and he's going to get it done. Oh, bit of contact and they're both off. Oh, there we go. Pushed each other back round. The Les had a poor start. Maybe he was in contact with web user Johnny at the start, but ICH Motorsport, after making a seemingly good move, is down to 10th. Web user Johnny in 11th. Back at the front though, Fun's XP TV's got 6/10 gap over NGR Lee. Will NGR Lee deploy the forceful method of getting Fun's XP TV out of the way and dropping him down the field? We'll never know, but Whitford, the man who made so many moves at Donington last week, is also the man on the move here already, as we're only past the GP loop and he's up to 3rd from 7th on the from 9th on the grid, I think he was 8th or 9th on the grid, but up to 3rd position already. Dave Finn still in 6th place ahead of Fraser. Jamie we saw drop back a bit further, and the Les is now right on his tail, taking a lot of curb there. But quite a tricky track to overtake on, has to be said. Very narrow and opportunities are few and far between. These three are still nose to tail. Great shot there. See the cars squaring them their way through the S's. Whitford makes a little bit of a mistake. G trying to make the most of it, but can't quite manage it. And different lines for sure will be used throughout this track for different drivers, so it'll be one to watch out for and see where people can make time, or more likely lose time. But Fraser now right tucked in behind Dave Finn. Let's have a look at the bumper cam. Can he make anything happen? As we head into the fast part of the track, his slipstream is very useful around here, and Dave Finn's going defensive, making NGR Fraser go the long way around. This next left-hander is flat out, just about. So will Fraser lift? He has lifted. The long race, Fraser's a very intelligent driver, and he thinks better of it for now. Dave Finn runs a little bit wide. Fraser's keeping it tucked in, and he might get a better exit. And Jamie F430 still defending from ICH Motorsport, just behind. But Fraser is looking the most likely to make a move at the moment. And here we go. A very crucial bit of slipstreaming, but still Fraser's not making anything happen at the moment. Dave Finn defending very well and very valiantly, but at the front, the battle for the title effectively is down to 3 attempts. Whitford still holding strong in third, and ICH Motorsport has dropped back. Les has now gone past. Just as I change away, obviously something happens, but Jamie F30 is going to want to get involved with this battle. Ninja Fraser maybe won't want Jamie to be there, but the slipstream very crucial, and these three can, well, they're 8 seconds behind the lead group already, but they want to use each other well, not hold each other up too much. I mean, might close in on this battle is One High Mofo's just dropped off the back of Scooby G, who's really looking to get past Whitford, who's getting all out of shape into the tight left-hand hairpin, but unfortunately can't make a move just right now. And now One High Mofo looking to take advantage of it. Dave Finn, in fact Fraser's lost the position to Jamie F430. Track limits penalties are off today, so you won't see anyone slowing down inappropriately. And Jamie on the attack immediately after getting past Fraser, and gets Dave Finn as well. To Jamie from 8th to 6th in a matter of seconds. Scooby G is still in the middle of that pack for 3rd place, but 1/3 in 2 seconds this season. Scooby G has got his wipers on for some reason. Maybe it's a distraction technique, I don't know, he's just turned them off now. But the Les in 9th, just ahead of ICH Motorsport, who seems to be the quicker driver, and ICH is going to go the long way round, around the outside. I can't tell you what car, what one the next corner is, because I have no idea. But you can see now it's a left-hander, and ICH has got it done already. So now the Les is just going to look to sit in the slipstream and pull himself along. Dave Finn has dropped to the back of the group for 6th. Fraser's gone through, and now attacking Jamie F30. This is a great bit of racing. Dave Finn will definitely have the best angle of this. In fact, he's fallen off the back, but if he keeps in the slipstream, he'll be fine and catch up pretty quick. Dave Finn generally has a decent bit of pace at the start of the race. That does drop off a bit, but Fraser now just being patient, going very well in Actual Vision GT3 League, but he's going round, and there we go. The mistakes are easy to come by. Jamie's been released, Dave Finn has got a position, and NGR Fraser has gone round and dropped back 2, and is now in the clutches of ICH and the Les. So will Fraser be overtaken, pull away, or try and work with these guys to close the gap back up? You're not too far behind. Say it's 5 seconds, but around here 5 seconds isn't that bad when you've got a slipstream. One High Mofo, Scooby G and Whitford have started to pull apart a bit. NGR Lee's dropped back 2 seconds from Fun Zaxby TV. Zaxby TV, no, he doesn't need to push too hard, just needs to get over the line in a reasonable position and he should be fine. But wanting to win in style, win the championship in style, he's doing it pretty well at the moment. 2 seconds, although we're not even a quarter of the way through the race yet. But battle is back on. ICH still in the middle of this group. Les looking left and right to get through. Les has only got a best position of 7th so far this season, which is quite surprising considering his pace has been fairly decent. It just shows the quality of grid that we have on offer from race to race, even though we are only getting between 10 and 14 drivers each race. I've not had a full grid all season, but the racing has definitely made up for that. We've had some incredible races from lights to flag. We've never really known what's going to happen. And we'll run through some memories a bit later on once the race settles down, but it's definitely not settling down here for 9th position as Alezic gets a great run through there and isn't quite able to make the most of it, but he's going for the switchback. They're almost coming up to the back straight, so oh, contact there, bites of the cherry. ICH has gone off wide. Will the Les surrender the position, or ICH might just sit back in the slipstream when they get onto the main straight very shortly? He might just pull through and retake the position. The leaders are on the back straight now for the first time of 4. And Scooby G using that toe to full effect. And you can see Lee's not too far ahead of Whitford. So the car's maxing out at about 124, so once they get to that they're just going to be stalemates until the end of the straight. But this is quite a tricky section, very easy to overshoot into this right hand corner. See, Whitford goes a little bit deep but gets away with it. One High Mofo has dropped off the back a little bit, but still in touching distance. What about these guys? And the Les is now definitely under pressure from ICH Motorsport. ICH using the slipstream for full effect to go round. Pardon? No, he hasn't gone past. I can't tell which one's which actually. I think the ICH is just behind. Yes, ICH is just behind still. Almost using the slipstream to full effect there, but not quite doing. But it is your man from Zaxby TV out front by just over 2 seconds after the first lap, followed by NGR Lee. Whitford making a great start from 8th on the grid up to 3rd within the Grand Prix loop of the lap at the start. Scooby G in 4th position, One High Mofo in his residential 5th position as usual it seems to be. Jamie F430 pulled away, and it's going to be a pretty lonely race from now on in, I reckon, for Jamie if he keeps it clean. But in 6th, 14 seconds off the front group, 8 seconds ahead of Dave Finn. He's having a really good run in 7th. NGR Fraser is actually closing in, only 3 seconds behind in 8th. And the Les and ICH Motorsport, as we just saw, going at it, hammer and tongs at the end of that last lap, at the end of the first lap. Web user Johnny in 11th. Fairway back actually, about 14 seconds off the back of that group, but still not even halfway through the race yet, and it is very easy to make big mistakes around this track, so expect people to be making them, as we've seen a few already. But the Les is not letting Fraser go, sticking with him. And in fact the Les got pole position the other night. Where was that? Last Friday, the Ginetta GT5s at Imola. Got pole position by half a second. Unfortunately, he finished down in 6th in the race, but showing that he does have pace in cars, and he's closed right in on Fraser already. How patient is he going to be? And the answer is not very, as he goes down the inside immediately. Will he go straight on? No, he hasn't. He kept that very tightly, and Fraser surrendered 8th place for now. Don't say he's going to look to get straight back through at the earliest convenience. Had rotten luck this season in NXTGEN, as I was saying earlier though. He's gone pretty well in the Activision Mercedes GT3 League, getting a couple of wins and a few podiums with it. So at least he's getting some results in something. But this little battle might allow Dave Finn to pull away. You can see him just ahead there in the other white car, going very well, but the gap at the front's been closed down to just over a second. More than Lee would want it to be. But also Lee needs Funzaxby TV to be near enough 5th or lower if he's going to secure this title. And you might well look at the race at Willow Springs when he picked up pole position and then jumped the start, got a drive-through penalty, and then got disqualified for speeding in the pit lane. You may well look at that as the turning point, or at least the point in the season that he'll regret. The man on form, it has to be said, Lee, in the last 3 races, he's picked up 3 victories, 3 pole positions and 2 fastest laps. Just showing how dominant he has been of late, and a real late charge for a title. But at the moment he's going to fall just short. Sit on board for a little bit and see how well these guys are going around this very, very famous track. Funzaxby TV is looking a bit shaky at the moment, using a lot of curbs and getting a little bit out of shape. But having said that, these cars love to be out of shape. That's what makes them so fun and so enjoyable. And NGR Lee is no stranger to that. He is one of the most sideways drivers you'll see. He gets the most attitude out of these cars. So the guys know how to control the slide for sure. And Funzaxby TV drives these cars in real life, like as a track day car, so even more knowledge and experience for him, getting real life seat time. Gap half a second. Whitford dropping away in 3rd, Scoop G in 4th, seems to be his traditional place as well. One High Mofo 5th, Jamie in 6th, the Les, oh I've missed it, the Les has gone up to 7th, ICH up to 8th, Fraser up to, well, still in 9th, Dave Finn unfortunately has dropped to 10th, as you can see his car's been pretty battered. And web user Johnny in 11th. He's 11 seconds behind Dave Finn for now, but the lead is about to change hands, I think. Just 1/10 separating the 2 leaders. The question is, will Lee go for the attack straight away, or will they try and work together, just use each other's slipstreams to pull away from Whitford? And then they can have their own battle. Oh, Funzaxby TV just clipping the inside curb. Lee having to slam on the brakes. Having said that about using each other's slipstream, I don't think Lee will want that. I think Lee will want other people to be involved and try and take some points off of Zach's speed. This is good driving from the Sylvan. No contact so far. And Funzaxby TV starting to feel the pressure, although he's pulled away a little bit through that section of the track. But if Lee's within this range coming onto the back straight, I imagine he'll get past pretty easily. It might well come down to who's in the toe on the back straight on the last lap who's going to win this race. For the next season's plans, not sure yet for this season, for this series. Thinking about keeping it going. but nothing's been confirmed. But Zach Speed TV overshot that corner, gone hopping across the grass. Actually didn't really lose any time, but Lee will definitely take confidence in that, knowing that Zach is is making a little bit of mistakes here and there, as was the case at round 2 in Laguna Seca when these two battled hard for the lead the whole race. Scott McFall was in there as well at some points, but it was these two outright that came across the line first and second. Lee was the beneficiary on that occasion, coming out on top for his first victory of the season. And from Zaxby TV did make a mistake or two there, got himself a time penalty, and although he was behind on track, I think no, I can't remember, was he behind over the line or in front over the line? I know he had a penalty, but either way, NGL Lee came away with the victory. And here we go, onto the back straight now. Let's get a ride on board with Lee, see how much of an effect the slipstream is going to have. Can't even go defensive really, can you? Because by the time you get to the other end, it's the tow is basically over. But Lee's closing in, and he should get the move done just about. Oh, you see the amount of speed he's losing. He's losing about 5 miles an hour as soon as he comes out of tow, and they're going to be side by side as they come into the left-hand kink. So Fun Zaxby TV will have it, but Lee's going to be on the inside for the braking zone. Here we go, this is interesting now. Still side by side, and Zaxby TV is going to get it done. NGL Lee couldn't quite get ahead. I think he got nose ahead momentarily, but the move was never complete, and Zaxby TV lives to fight another day at the front. Meanwhile, Featherback Dave Finn has got past Fraser. Fraser's car looking an absolute state. Only finishing one race of the 5 he's done with us this season, and that was at Willow Springs, picking up 4th place. Did think Fraser would be on the podium at some point in this season, although he obviously missed a few races. And he was showing good speed at some points. First race of the season he was fighting at the front, and did in fact pick up fastest lap in the first race of the season. But will he get back past now? Yes, use the slipstream, but if the battle for the lead's anything to go by, it's not going to happen. It's too far back. This is the best part of the track to get a slipstream in, is just a little bit up the hill, and he's not really closing much. It's a surprise. I thought he'd close a lot more than that, but he's still closing, Gonna have to be a brave move down the inside into the braking zone. I feel like Fraser's going to wait and be a bit more patient and use him maybe into the braking zone at turn 1, if he can stay within range. And he's run a little bit over the grass, but got away with it, just lost a little bit of time there. Dave Finn showing really good speed this week. And pulled away from Fraser quite a bit. Maybe he's a Johnny there, not too far back actually. You can see him just ahead, close a couple of seconds on these guys in the last couple of laps. In the last, let's call it, couple of sectors. And Dave Finn now pulling away, and the Les is closed in on Jamie, who looks like he's just had a little bit of an excursion off the track. And the Les will be looking to make the most of it. The battle for the lead still pretty much nose to tail as they hit the Nordschleifer section of the track for the 3rd time of 4. Whitford still in 5th, Scooby G in a lonely 4th, just scraping the wall on the outside there. One High Mofo doing a decent job here in 5th place. Didn't realise, he found out last week that One High Mofo's only been racing for about 6 months. So compared to a lot of these drivers, he is very inexperienced. A lot of these drivers have been racing for years, so to have that much pace in such an early period of online sim racing is quite incredible. So given a bit more time, I imagine he will be well up there once he gets his consistency sorted out, that is. But Les now still just trying to hold on to the back of Jamie F430, doesn't want him to get away. Then you come into the S's section where you've got the awesome camera view. Love this shot. See the undulations, the camber of the corners. Meanwhile, back at the front, Lee is going for it. He had a slipstream coming round that fast left-hander and wasn't quite close enough to make a move. Definitely is now. See, Lee was 2 seconds quicker that last lap. I'm not expecting to be super close lap times, but surprising that he was 2 seconds quicker. Either way, Lee's going at it, hammer and tongs now. He needs to get through as soon as he can, and he needs Zaxby TV to fall back. But whatever happens, Lee is only going to want to win this race. If he wins, Zaxby comes second. He will still take great heart in that, knowing that he's won the last 4 races of the season. And no one else has that sort of dominance. From Zaxby TV, only got 3 wins in a row. But if Lee can get this win as well, he will leapfrog or overtake Van Zaxby TV in that statistics regard, and move on to 4. Meanwhile, Jamie has been overtaken by Les. Jamie is not going to want to sit behind him for long. Also, Fraser's going to look to get past Dave Finnegan. He's closed back up into the flat-out left-hander. And will he go for the braking zone? No. Dave Hinn defends a little bit. Get back to battle for 6th position. Jamie going to be a little bit patient here, I think. Just looking for a slight opening to slip down the inside of. But nothing here. Fraser is looking very racy though, although his car's looking a bit beaten up. And there we go, there's a mistake from Dave Finn, just getting a bit of an oversteer moment. And Fraser, ever the opportunist, is through into 9th place. ICH Motorsport is a fair bit ahead of these drivers now, about 20 seconds ahead. They've lost a lot of time. But there's the Les making a mistake, and Jamie will also make the most of that. Jamie now back into 6th place where he was earlier on. Jamie having some good races this season. Not a regular racer, doing maybe every other race, every 3 races. But has had some awesome battles, particularly at Bathurst and at Bathurst and where was it? It was Alton Park, I think. Well, particularly at Bathurst. He was battling for the 2nd step on the podium with this man NGR Lee and RDF1 Adam Morris. He was the man who missed out on that podium, coming in 4th place. But the lead battle is the closest one on track. NGR Lee still not being able to get past his rival and championship challenger. Well, he's the challenger technically. Not being able to push the man off the top. Plainly through the carousel this time for both drivers. And the Les is back through past Jamie F430. It's a bugger this when they keep. There's a track where so many mistakes are made. Let's just keep going through. One Home Mofo still within sight of NGR Scooby G. So well within pouncing position. Oh, well, Jamie's gone round us for a spin. That's him in the wall twice there. And I imagine he would retire, and he has retired. Unfortunately, that's him out of the race, and Les is going to be all on his own now. Oh, but Les has also made a mistake, and if Jamie had carried on, you never know what would have happened. That would have been very close, but ICH Motorsport is just coming round the corner now. It looks like the same corner to me, but it's not. It's the next one along. You should see ICH in the background any second now. There he is. That's the gap there. Now, that would have been a battle and a half between those three if Jamie had continued. But Fraser pulling away a lot from Dave Finn, who's obviously had a mistake. Web user Johnny only just behind now, only 5 seconds behind. Meanwhile, the battle for the lead is relentless. This is what you want to see from the two title fighters on the final race of the season. Has to be said, from the start of the season though, Fun Zaxby TV has looked like the man that was going to run away with this title. He took pole position and the race win without really being challenged too much. Unlike now though, because NXTGEN is still going at it as they're about to come onto the back straight. We'll see if the slipstream's any use this time. So last lap, NXTGEN pull alongside Fun Zaxby TV. Fun Zaxby TV took a very dominant race win at round 1 and then took pole position in round 2 for, as we mentioned earlier, falling victim to NXTGEN, who picked up his first victory of the season. Round 3 was another good performance. Fun Zaxby TV picking up pole and the win there. But Willow Springs, for me, although I wasn't there, I saw the race replay. He didn't pick up pole or fastest lap, but he come away with the win despite coming off 2 or 3 times. So it just showed how quick this man is. But he's been put under some real pressure as they're going side by side again. I think Lee got through this time. Will Lee be a bit braver on the brakes? This is almost identical to the lap before, and no, he can't quite get alongside, but Zach gets out of shape across the grass. Will Lee make the most of it now? No, he hasn't. Fun Zaxby TV got away with that. He got away with that mistake across the grass. And it's status quo as we head on to the final lap of the season from the Ford Escort's RS 1600 from NXTGEN Racing. Fun Zaxby TV taking a slightly defensive line there. But coming through. But anyway, back to the review on this man, Fun Zaxby TV. Bathurst, round 5. The first driver to take pole, fastest lap and the win. And that is his only full house. And then after that he seemed to fade away a little bit. He only got 1 win in the last half of the season, coming at Brands Hatch. Missed a race at Hockenheim. And NXTGEN has been the man in the ascendancy, picking up 3 wins in the last 3 races. But Whitford doesn't look like he's going to get a second position, his traditional second place tonight. Didn't qualify a second, and he's currently 3rd in the race. Scooby G has finished a fair few 4th places this season. Got his podium in race 1 at Laguna, Watkins Glen Short. and also, well, not getting another podium till quite a way on. A second podium came at Rapuna Park in round 9. And then it was immediately followed by another podium at Hockenheim. Another P3. One Eye Mofo, as we said, had 3 fifth position finishes this season, but 3 front row starts as well. And Jolie back underneath the rear bumper of the cream and black Ford Escort of Fun Zaxby TV. Let's see how close they are getting. And in fact, Fun Zaxby TV pulling away a little bit now. They gap an incredible 5.5 tenths of a second. Biggest it's been for a while. 2-second gap at the end of the second lap. But Lee now piling on the relentless pressure of the soon to become champion if he can hold it together, Fun Zaxby TV. And the Les has made another mistake at the fast chicane at the end of the Grand Prix loop, and now ICH Motorsport is right there. As we said, ICH making his second appearance this season, his first being last week at Donington GP. 4-way battle for 6th, I think it might have been 5-way battle for 6th, but One Eye Mofo come out best of them after making a mistake and falling to the back of the field. Actually no, it got collected. If I remember rightly, Fraser made a mistake just ahead of him, and One Eye Mofo and maybe it was a Johnny looked for the same piece of tarmac and to avoid him and collided. Dave Finn still going round in 9th place. Fraser pulling away a fair bit now. Let's just have a look at the fastest laps of the race. Who's got fastest laps so far? This could be crucial. Best lap 43.5, 43.2. So far, NGR Lee has got the fastest lap of the race, so it's an extra point. So back to the way it was before the race started. Points if it stays like this will be 9. That will be 11 points difference at the top. Obviously, I'm not including the race positions as they stand. But if it stays like this, then Fun Zaxby TV will move on to 213 points, and NGR Lee will move on to 199, just falling short of that 200 point mark. The ICH now all over the back of Les. Pulls alongside Les to the inside line. So coming around the end of the first sector. Oh, Les getting all that shape using the curb and a little bit more, just holding it together. But ICH not able to take advantage. Looking right, he's looking left. Meanwhile, the battle at the front is there. They're side by side again. Lee really needing to get through now. He knows he needs to get the inside line down the back straight because the slipstream is not as strong as maybe everyone thought it was. As they're maxing out down that back straight. But Lee not able to get through. And neither was ICH Motorsport. Dave Finn is fair way behind Fraser now, 16 seconds. Web User Johnny 7 seconds behind Dave Finn. Les, few errors the last few minutes has dropped him way back into the clutches. Not actually lost the position because Jamie F430 retired, but definitely was in a comfortable 6th, but not for long. One Eye Mofo's seen the wall somewhere, as he's got a nicely damaged front nose of his red and black machine, and dropped just over 11 seconds behind NGR Scooby G, who's going through the carousel as we speak. Whitford 20 seconds off the back of the leading group now, but will pick up another podium position. But as we're nearing the end of the championship now, coming into the final sector, I think we're in the final sector of the lap. So my moment of the season, although I wasn't there, actually I had 2 moments. Sugo, the moment I was there, the what was it, 6-car battle for the lead. In the end, WRT Scotland 4 pulled away for the win, but the rest of them was within a second of each other crossing the line, and Whitford getting a penalty, a 2-second penalty, crossing the line second but finishing in 6th. That's how close it was. That was one of the greatest moments of the season in my book, but also Brandis Hatch, it was a very similar situation. 4 of them coming across the line basically together. Unfortunately there was a rather big incident as they crossed the line, but that was another incredible moment. But here we go, we're coming to the back straight now. This is going to be absolutely crucial, decide who's going to win this race. I think we know now that Fun Zaxby TV is going to win the championship unless he royally screws up and somehow loses a minute and a half doing it. But down the back straight for the final time, NGR Lee pulls out. Fun Zaxby TV stay to the right hand side this time. Lee's going to have the inside for the little left kink, and he's pulling alongside. Here we go, this is it for the final time of the season. The 2 championship rivals going side by side, and Lee just nose ahead at the moment, and it's about all he has been throughout this race. How will it end? And this is it. Lee needs to pick up the victory at the very least. Side by side, I think he's going to do it. Lee has got ahead. He's got ahead just when it matters most, but will he keep it on the track into the final part of the complex? And he has. He's going to come across the line to take his 4th victory in a row, 5 for the season, and take a graceful 2nd place in the championship. But it's the man just behind him who's just pipped to the line, Fun Zaxby TV, who will take the victory. Excellent racing all the way to the very end. Wow, what a finish to the season. A 44-minute odd race, and separated by no less than a couple of tenths. Whitford comes across the line to take his 3rd podium of the season in 3rd position. Excellent to see him there again. NGR Scooby G, the next one across the line. Another lonely, he seems to have quite a lot of lonely races, although he has been involved in a fair few scraps at times. But Scooby G comes across the line to finish 4th, 3rd in the championship. One High Mofo in another 5th place, and with a little bit of damage, 44 seconds off the lead. But nonetheless, he's had a very solid season, and hopefully we'll see him again taking that one. The Les with ICH just behind still. I don't think ICH will be close enough to have a go, even with the slipstream. No way. But this right-hander at the top of the hill is easy to overshoot. And look at the closing speed there. Les braking earlier than ICH. ICH really going for it, basically pushing Les through the final corners. And he's going to try and get a better run. I don't think he's going to quite do it, but he's not going to give up. And nevertheless, Les will come across the line to beat his best seat of the season into 6th. ICH equaling his last race result in 7th. Great to see there, all the way to the line. NGR Fraser's going to finish a race for just the 2nd time this season. It's what at least we wanted to see him finish a race, but it is in 8th place. Dave Finn with a solid drive, as I said earlier. He's got good early race pace, just making a couple of mistakes, but after a very lonely race for web user Johnny, he's only a couple of seconds behind Dave Finn now. But NGR Fraser coming round the final few corners and across the line shortly, take 8th place with it a few points. Had some good racing there at the start of the race, but comes across the line now. Take 8th. Dave Finn takes 9th. Just ahead of web user Johnny. These two very good to see them on the grid. Last few weeks they've been on the grid consistently as well. So thank you very much both of you for providing us with some great racing. Dave Finn crosses the line in 9th place ahead of web user Johnny in 10th, and Jamie FL30 retired from the race. But there we go, 6 tenths separated the winner, the leader, NGR Lee, at the end of the race, ahead of Funds XP TV, our new champion, and NGR Lee did get the fastest lap as well. So at least it's something else to take from the race. Whitford in 3rd, Ski G 4th, One High Mofo 5th, the Les 6th, ICH 7th, Fraser 8th, Dave Finn 9th, and web user Johnny in 10th. Well, let's try and get the guys in for a little chat now. Last week obviously I was a bit pre-partying. Don't think they're gonna join.
Evening.
Alright, that was entertaining, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was right in the end there.
Yeah, went right down to the wire. Fortunately, you were 2nd in the championship, but
I know, yeah.
Take the battle all the way to the end. It was good fun.
Oh yeah. I knew we'd have a good race there, to be honest, because me and Zach had this was the start before the season started. We just tried out Nurburgring because we know the car's good right there.
Oh,
we
right.
had just had a couple of laps, and it was just like that, you know, just nip and tuck right up to each other.
Yeah, I thought the extreme would be a bit better down that back straight, but you just kept maxing out.
Yeah, the problem was, right, you both, by the time that you gain enough to make a pass, you're both hitting the limiter, so you come out the slipstream and you just slowly start slowing down again. It's like,
yeah.
But it is, no, we played it safe. We just, you know, I kept it all for the last lap, really.
Yeah, I mean, it was good to watch. I mean, it was the only battle on track at times, so but it was relentless, so it was very good.
Well, at the start, right, we saw first couple of laps in, I noticed Whitford was actually gaining at one point. I was getting a bit concerned because
yeah, he got to within a few seconds, didn't he?
Up on Zach, and then he got within 3 seconds, but it was slowly coming down. I was like, wait, we're gonna have a freeway battle there, but I don't know if he made a mistake. He seemed to drop back, or me and Zach just took pace support.
I don't know. I think a couple of seconds quicker a lap, but maybe he just made a mistake. I didn't see anything. Just that he dropped off a bit.
Zach couldn't join this part. He had to zoom off because of how late it's finished.
Yeah, fair enough.
But,
Yeah.
you know, that's right.
Right, anyway, I'm gonna end the stream. So, thank you everyone
No idea
for.
what we're going to do next season.
No, talk about that in a minute.
Yeah. We'll cast a few ideas, see what we can do.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully something will happen.
If all goes well, I shall be back to attack again next season, try and get it this time.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway,
Right,
thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Cheers, buddy. Cheers again.
Yeah, speak to you soon. So there we have it, end of the season, and Finals XP TV takes the inaugural championship ahead of NGR Elite. So thank you very much everyone for joining us, and hopefully we'll be back next season, season 14 from Next Gen Racing. Join us on Facebook if you want to get involved. So thank you very much everyone, and good night.